Mark propaganda golden keeps hitting the brick wall because some comrades can't lie enough, like Dayton Campbell who told the truth by accident. Truth for a liar is very much pain. The truth is the PNP's kryptonite. It makes them sick, it makes them weak. Truth makes comrades defeated. Oh, yeah. This is a learning moment for the comrades that think they know how comrade things go more than me. Think they can fool me? I will tell you how to be a good comrade today. Idiot who come over here to try and spread propaganda here. How often in recent times do we see this thing repeating where the PNP keeps asking for what they don't want and then getting angry and confused when they receive it? When Mark Golding hears the truth, he behaves like kryptonite is touching him. Look at him, playing like he is tough with words and he ain't no Superman. Mark Golding is the author of the book of He Lies because he really lies. And because he lies, he believes he can change the truth with propaganda. That's what he sent you, comrades, to do. And why some of you come over here to try to change the truth, not to send people to go research and bring the facts. Huh? You try to change the truth but not to send people to go research and bring the facts because that's dangerous for the party you work for. What kind of a liar could be so stupid? You're spreading propaganda and you're telling the people to research. You don't see that is stupid. Hello? And I always warn you that I knew PNP before you were born. All the little tricks I know and the big one like Finchak too. I wasn't born yesterday. So don't try me. Don't come over here, come try me. Hello again, my people. It's Skywalker. Welcome to my channel where good coffee makes bad people upset. But it's not a bad thing, is it? Recently, a PNP propaganda puppet asked me for facts and broke the PNP comrade code to hide the truth and then lie until it turns into truth. You broke the code, brother. Although I shouldn't have time for that, as I don't have a monopoly on the internet and the fact checkers. I decided to give him what he wanted, although it cannot be what he wants. For it is the kind of stuff that makes Mark Golding's belly bitter. That's like talking to the owner of the house you broke into on the phone, and when he asks you where you are, you tell him the truth. No PNP blogger or influencer wants truth. This is not what they send you there to do. Truth is the PNP's kryptonite. So why would they want it? They don't. Truth is what they're trying to hide. The reason why they ask for it sometimes is simply because they just lie. That's all. And most of the time, they believe you won't follow up on it. Anyway, for the fun of it, I will give him the facts with a little extra. Next time you see Skywalker over here, you can stay over there unless you are coming for a truthful discussion. Not even Michael Manley can tell Skywalker about PNP. I know them. Remember that. So don't try it again. Some of you comrades who are paid to fish around the internet are black are wasting the PNP's money asking for facts and proof like you don't know the code. If they tell you to say 28 bank accounts, you are not to find out if it's the truth. And if you find out, you better unknow it. You only say what they tell you to say and know what they tell you to know, or it is going to destroy them. They will puppet you all day, including brainwash. I have been here, so I know. The moment you find out if it's true is the moment you mess up Mark Golding's equilibrium. Like, like they tell you that SHIT spells sugar. They did not tell you to ask your dog an English teacher if it's true. Understand how propaganda parties work. Huh? You cannot be in a propaganda organization and expect the luxury that a free thinking organization possesses. When Andrew tell you, when Andrew Holness tell his people something, he can tell them to go and prove it or research it. It's because his party is not a propaganda party. Anywhere in the world where there is a propaganda party, nobody in that party is asking you to research. That would be stupid. Huh? You are a propaganda party. That's why Laborites are free to study, to research, and to be bright because they are not. So they can always be bright. Comprehend? Huh? Think you can tell me about PNP. When truth hits a man that he has to blow down like a jackass, that's certainly a lot of steam in the head to cool down. If you want to be a good comrade, stop wanting to know the truth. A lie them a pre fi win with. A lie them a pre fi win with. Sometimes when Marky G hit the brick wall, it's like his own comrade's fault. Most of the time, it's his own comrade's fault. Friendly fire is equally lethal. Friendly fire. Lick your own a man. Ask Dayton Campbell about friendly fire. He done torpedoed Mark Golding's vessel out of the water one time and expected to get comrade respect for it. You remember that? All in a parish council, he ain't go say next year. He told the truth about how the parish council's funds they go and on and on and on and so on. Huh? Me say propaganda parties don't like the truth. Never tell the truth for a comrade. I remember when they used to tell us that Sierra called us Jamaican black people black scandal bags, and we had to unknow that that was not the truth. Because my little intuition they tell me say no man, me not thinking do it. But me have to just do so zoops and take it and know it out. Truth is not good like vitamin for PNP. Okay? It has serious side effects. Like when Dayton Campbell told the truth and Marky G could not be found for days because trauma is a B word as well. Like the trauma the British man, Britain's favorite colonial son, inflicted on black people around the time of the Finsack debacle that even made people, including a family, unalive themselves. Trauma is a B word, especially when it mixed with karma. This is what it looks like. So you, comrade, who wants to know if I have facts to prove that comrade cause people to kill themselves, unalive themselves over the Finsack debacle. Here it is. I soon talk to you. I knew the PNP before many of you were born, right? So when you they come ask me for them facts, do you think it's working in the favor of Mark Golding? Answer that. Well, me know say uno not supposed to bright, but well, that's why if uno no bright, uno just no bright, or if uno have it unbright, uno have it just unbright. But uno that mash up Mark G. Mark Golding is going to be angry with you, comrade. Propaganda politics avoid truths and facts of all costs. At all costs. Remember that next time. Just remember that. Don't follow Andrew Holness who tells his people to work with the truth. Andrew is in the truth telling party. It's more liberalized. And this thing sounds funny, but I'm telling you how it works. You are on the other side, sinking your own damn ship without understanding how the dynamics work. The reason why the Laborite them free for talk because they not try use life to win an election. Challenging people to talk out the things them about the wickedness of Finsack that caused our black people to hang themselves is not kosher if you are a comrade. You don't understand that. Uno over there so fi tell lie, and we over here so fi tell the truth. That's how you go. You never know. So if uno over here so fi tell we say fi no research, you know fi tell we fi research. Uno fi tell we say fi no bother with the facts. Do you remember what happened to Golding when Andrew Holness pulled the records in Parliament during the budget debate? Hmm? Try remember. Try remember. The man on his phone trying to be invisible. Every time you hear the PNP try to blame something on the JLP, it's because they did the thing and are trying to cover up by making it seem like it was the JLP that did it. And because this comrade is trying so hard to do a Dayton Campbell and the party that pays them to walk around and tell lies, calling for the facts to expose his own lying people. How you gonna do that? How you are gonna call for the facts to expose marketing now? Eh? I will give him some extra facts too. I will give him the facts and I will give him some extra facts. Just like what Holness just did for Mark Golding. But the man didn't like it. The truth is the PNP's kryptonite. I will give you some kryptonite, comrade. I won't call any name. Won't even call your name. I will just give you what you ask for. You ask for kryptonite, I go give you kryptonite. Now you need to understand that you will not get the cases of suicide as simultaneous to the facts about FinSAC itself. This is because of certain standards that are international concerns. So if you research FinSAC, right? If you research FinSAC and then you want to find out about how it affected the people, you have to do that as a separate research. You know, go research FinSAC and it go come up. Because and that is an international thing that governments usually do. Cases of suicide linked to systemic failure, including governance issues, are often underreported due to stigma and the complexity of proving causation. However, there are documented instances where economic crises, corruption, or policy failures have been associated with mental health struggles and tragic outcomes. The FinSAC crisis in Jamaica is one such case where financial mismanagement and systemic failures led to widespread economic hardship with devastating personal consequences for many. Globally, organizations like the World Health Organization emphasize the role of governments in suicide prevention, highlighting how economic instability, lack of social safety nets, and poor governance can exacerbate mental health crises. There were stories of people unaliving themselves over the debacle around that FinSAC era. And it's not like them no talk say it make them no want to live again when you read them suicide note. Look here, for example, in 2013, a Mandeville couple, Morris and Grace Richards, tragically took their own lives, leaving behind a suicide note that linked their deaths to the financial struggles stemming from the FinSAC crisis. The white man did a cause the black people in Piala hang themselves. Their construction business had collapsed and they faced mounting debts and the loss of their property, which put them in unbearable despair. This case underscores the severe emotional and psychological impact of economic hardships, particularly when compounded by systemic failures. Some people unalive themselves for less than that. So don't come try undermine our thing here. I will not even start no truth. In fact, We did even want left them the truth they don't round this up, but when you no come stir up and nice, it go stir up. So why don't they add these events to the FinTech reports? Again, I ask, because governments or institutions aligned with governance might sometimes suppress stories of tragic events, especially if they risk exposing negligence, corruption, or failure in government policy. This isn't unique to any one nation, so it's not something you will just blame Jamaica alone for. Maybe give them a little relief on that. It's more of a global and historical tendency. The reasoning often cited is to maintain stability or preserve integrity, but suppressing history only perpetuates the very forces that made it harmful. This silence undermines justice, healing, and awareness. Now that I realize that Mark Golding is intent on going back into our parliament, but this time as Prime Minister, it would be irresponsible of me to not expose how wicked this white man with the chain who goes around telling obvious lies can get. Worse now that his business is in the red. He is going to need more money, isn't it? Huh? Isn't he going to need more money now? Many narratives may have gone unreported or dismissed during the FinSAC crisis. Families might have faced stigma, lacked avenues to share their stories, or even feared repercussions for challenging authority. Resurrecting these stories isn't just about remembering, it's about ensuring history's lessons aren't buried. The silence around such tragedies only paves the way for similar events to repeat. Let me expose more clearly why PNP activists or leaders cannot entertain the truth, or their propaganda will crumble. Let's look at the Usain Bolt money lie and Andrew Holness, for example. Look how it will be destroyed if you tell anyone to research. It's wild how propaganda can backfire in an age where information is so accessible. The Usain Bolt case, for instance, is a clear example of how misinformation can spiral. The fraud involving his funds at Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, reportedly began over a decade ago, long before Andrew Holness became Prime Minister. At that time, Portia Simpson Miller. Portia Simpson Miller, you remember her? I tell you what, she was in the shower. At that time, Portia Simpson Miller was Prime Minister. And guess who? Peter Bunting. Peter Bunting was the Justice Minister. Bolt money going at the time there. Did Peter Bunting do anything to prevent it? Should we say that then? Should we say that then? If we all right, I go ask a question. Should we say that we should have asked Peter Bunting what happened to Usain Bolt's money? You understand now where we there? Huh? Do you understand where you brought the conversation by asking somebody to research? Comrades are not supposed to ask for facts because comrades are in a propaganda party. It's propaganda on no use for win election, not the truth. The truth out of kryptonite. The truth make Marky G lick up in a brick wall. The PNP cannot use the truth or they will be in trouble, I said. Anything you hear them say about the JLP with their lying lips, you will discover that they are the ones that did it. It's the guy. If you ever dare to go and research, because that's how their propaganda works. Anyhow you ever go and research it, I go flap them. Nobody know fi see the facts or look upon the facts. They have fi, it's supposed to distract or blindside you, and you are supposed to just look at the thing that they're showing you without going to the facts. So you don't be a propaganda, a PNP propagandist and come telling people about go research. You cannot be the one who is lying and the one insisting on the rightful information at the same time. How stupid is that? Hmm? Anything you hear them say about the JLP with their lying lips, you will discover that they are the ones that did it. If you ever dare to go and research, if you ever go dare to research, it go freak them out. You cannot be the one who is lying and the one insisting on the rightful information at the same time. How much time if I tell you know that? It does not work that way. Bank Golding doesn't want you to ever tell any damn thing called truth because it will hit him against a brick wall. Comrade, I repeat, no one can tell me about the PNP. No one. I mean, no one, comrade. I can dissect them inside and outside. See, I can dissect it because I know what the party is. I know how the party work. I know their means and methods. Let me give you some more examples to prove this point. You cannot be a good comrade and tell the truth at the same time. You cannot be a propagandist, a propaganda in a this sense of fake news. So you can't tell fake news and tell the truth at the same time. Fake news mixed with little truth in it. But that's different as still the quote, the whole thing why you tell is a lie, even though you mix it with truth. So the lie over here, so are the fake news or the propaganda where you tell. You cannot tell the lie and tell the truth same time, or else the truth I go mess up the lie. You have to keep the truth back in the back burner. You can't send people go research. It is not mathematically workable. Every time you do that, you don't send Marky G if you just jump in at the brick wall with the mouth full of lie. Right? As Dayton Campbell could have torment him, you say, yo, Dayton Campbell and even Crawford. By that time, they would have killed him with new tax. They would have killed him with new tax. What bring new tax, pan food? Who them in at the wall? New tax pan imports. Who them in at the wall? The PNP is a propaganda party at its core. We, oh boy, listen, we were expected to run around and tell Laborite supporters that Edward Siaga said that black people are jankos. Do you believe that Manley or PJ would want the Laborites to go look for the old newspaper and read about the truth? Because them time they are only old newspaper they could have find. Do you believe that them time there when them a tell we fi run and talk about Siaga call people Janko? We when we tell them say fi read the newspaper too. No people never even read. Other people tell them why not do. If they go do that, them are go see that Edward Siaga actually explained that Jamaica was the pearl of the Caribbean, but Mali turned it in a Janko bead, which was true, to be honest. I twist then they twist the word. So if them a twist the word what in a newspaper and you are gonna send them go look in a newspaper, how that I go help? And also distraction work. You see, Donald Trump was doing a lot of this, but did you see Donald Trump supporters are what you call activists doing like what you don't said are doing? The PNP says that NSHP houses are being taken back by the government. What would a research into the truth say? See, you know that she will say the house them cannot be taken away by no damn government. It would only expose the propaganda. A research into the 28 bank account propaganda would prove that Andrew Holness literally passed through a forensic test that has to prove that he was clean because of the nature of a test like that. So if you say to go research the 28 bank account argument and the illicit enrichment argument, that was only going to prove that Andrew Holness is the cleanest prime minister in the history of Jamaica as far as we know. That is what it's gonna prove, because you know what a forensic check is. I know somehow no done, so no know the difference. So that is another thing too. Mark Golding no do, but him want to know if he tell the truth. Eh? Him want to know if he tell the truth. Answer me now. Him want to know if he damn tell lie. Because if you not tell the truth, you not go F him up. The truth will always destroy the PNP, and that's the problem. The truth is their kryptonite because they work with lies for decades and now they can't separate themselves from it. Right now, the PNP doesn't even know how to run a campaign that is not a propaganda based campaign. I was watching Jamaica Young Police channel and he was introducing us to a comrade propagandist, a woman who claimed that Siaga was the prime minister during the Eventide massacre. That's incredible. It is like to say that Hurricane Beryl came in 1955. Michael Manley was the prime minister at that time, not Edward Siaga. And these elders were slaughtered by PNP operatives, some of whom were trained brigadistas that trained in Cuba. These brigadistas were PNP enforcers. Hmm? And D'Angela Brownberg's father and a man named George Flash were the most well-known enforcers and unalivers during those days. I remember that distinctly. See how or why the PNP cannot afford for anyone to reveal the truth. Doesn't look good for even the party member that I just called, right? They are not sending you in any damn archive. Them only send you out if you spread propaganda. What the hell you they do in an archive? There are so many things that they don't want you to know or don't want you to say because some of you that know should pretend that you don't know and spread the propaganda. That's what the PNP is about. You cannot be a comrade and want the truth revealed at the same time. Mark Golding does not want you to know the truth about where he was born. See what I mean? See? See what I mean? Mark Golding is the author of the book of He Lies. He does lie. He does lie. And the fact will not be in his favor. The truth cannot be in his favor. He is always dodging. He's always dodging and hiding from the truth, spinning a rhetoric about he was born in Jamaica, like Jamaica was in London under Big Ben, where he was born. Big Ben clock will go bang bang every hour. Jamaicans greet you with wagwan, but he comes greeting people about time come, time come. Because that is what Big Ben clock does all day, marking time. And you won't even take sleep and mark that. My people, think about it. Him name Mark and him say time come, him mark time, mark time, mark time. Bing bong, bing bong. No really happen for like no reason at all. You think a coincidence? Aja they prove it. Time come, bing bong. Mark time, mark time. The mark time. Mark Golding, Britain's favorite colonial baby, who came here with a chain and talking about his colonial father, the agent polio guy, has to be ducking from truth all day. If truth come, if truth ever come, if truth come out, they go down. So if you want to be a good comrade, you can't want the truth to be told. You should just stand there with your repeating line and wait until an intelligent Laborite says something truthful that makes sense. Then you should just stand up, open your mouth and say 28 bank accounts, 28 bank accounts. Then, if that Laborite is intelligent enough to prove that numbers of bank accounts don't matter and a forensic check pass will only give you bragging rights in terms of being proven clean, which means that Andrew Holness would be clean. All the comrade would have to do now, because intelligence come in and because it will mean that fact check will have to be done. The comrade have to nip it in the bud. So all you have to do now is scream, "Suck your mother," and walk away. He does not need to play an intelligent game and make intelligent people get to break it down on his party. You cannot be a comrade and still want to tell people about these facts. It cannot work unless you know you are supporting the lie and decide to stick to the wickedness anyway. Sell out for funky bells and balai. Think on these things, my people. Peace out.